All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Dabble's Writing Sprints on what is, for me at least, a beautiful Thursday, April 23rd. Yep, that's the one. As always, we're on deck for 3 20-minute sprints today with 5-minute breaks in between, starting with this initial 5 minutes where we just get to chat. And I have a pretty big announcement, but all announcements can wait until I say hello to Bon and Wheelie Gal. Wheelie Gal. Oh, I don't even want to consult my notes. Is it? Nope. Hold on. I have to because I don't want to make a fool of myself. Where? You should see where I keep my stuff. Is it Amanda? Am I making that up? No, Jackie. Jackie. Okay, I have a fun fact about Amanda and Jackie names after. Uh, Nikon is here, and Ashley, and Reagan, and NJ's here. Hello, hello, everybody. Jackie, yeah, I would never forget. Erica's here as well. Hello, please let me know what it is that you're working on today as I drop this announcement that you will be seeing in your Dabble newsletter come Monday. But because you're here with me, you get the lowdown, the sneak peek. Writing sprints are moving. So as part of our strategy overhaul, as part of new content that we want to bring to you, we realized that YouTube isn't thrilled with the way that we do writing sprints here. And it's negatively affecting our channel, despite the fact that you give us all the thumbs up and we have 100% likes all the time, despite the fact that you chat as much as you do. So we are bringing a whole bunch of fresh new content to YouTube, but we're moving writing sprints over to W Campus, and that's w.com. It'll be an event there. We can live stream. We actually have more tools over there to use with and interact with everyone. And that will be starting next week. So this is the last Dabble writing sprints on YouTube, but we're going to be doing the exact same thing with a little bit more features over at dabbleu.com starting next week. Totally free to sign up if you aren't already a member of the community there. It's for dabblers and non-dabblers alike, just for writers in general. But yeah, I invite you to go check that out. Rosalinda saying YouTube is annoying. It certainly is. It certainly is. I dropped the link in the chat. Can I swear over there? Listen, I don't know if we moderate our chat in terms of swearing, but but we don't try to restrict people as long as you're not upsetting or offending everyone. So maybe be mindful of the cussing. Um, Jackie, yeah, I know it's a trade off, but the way it works is that in order to get the content that we're making in front of people, especially the new videos that we're putting out there, we need to make sure that we're working within what YouTube allows us to do. And tragically, when we have a live stream that is mostly silence, with very little movement on the screen, and when we do it through a third party like we do, so we can hit multiple platforms and interview people more easily and whatnot, YouTube just penalizes us for that. They actively suppress our channel because of that. So no matter how much we try, we're hitting our head against the wall with this event, and it's affecting everything else that we do on here. Yeah, hell, chasing off creators yet again. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. Um, we will still have stuff here. We're still going to have live shows. We're going to have workshops and interviews and a whole bunch of new content, and we're going to have a lot of videos as well. So not just live stuff, but a lot of educational content, informative content, stuff to make you go aha, coming at you. It's going to be excellent. It just means that we have to, unfortunately, pivot ourselves over there. But W Campus is fantastic. Again, it's available to dabblers and non-dabblers alike. So please go join us over there. I swear it's a good time. We do lots of fun stuff over there. Yeah, Ashley, you cannot use that word in campus. It might be a compliment in Scotland. It is not almost else. All right, we're starting doing some pro visions today, so very slow, and I'll catch up and be more chatty when the sprint's over. Talk to y'all in 20 minutes. All right, everyone. That is our first sprint of the day done. How'd that go? I didn't even get a chance to say earlier that what I'm working on today is prose revisions. I finally finished the structural, like developmental revision of my big novel, 194,000 words or something like that. And so now I'm going through and I'm doing like a prose or a line editing revision to make it sound nice and good. But that takes a very long time. Like you're reading through every sentence so intentionally, so detail orientedly, reading it out loud, trying to figure out like here's the thing. Here's the thing when you are revising when you're revising your prose or when you're an editor line editing, you have to view every single word as like an economic unit almost. You have to make sure that everything you're putting in is serving its purpose to the best of its ability, and you're not going to be able to do that. You're never going to be like make 100% efficient maximum impact novel. It's just not possible, right? But you do what you can. You spend whatever time you can trying to make it sound the best. You focus in not just on the first alternative to a word or a phrase that comes to mind, but you workshop it. You mull it around in your mouth, in your head, out loud, see what comes out best. And it takes a very, very long time if you really want to get the best work out of it. And for some people, that's exciting, right? For me, it's exciting now. I don't know how I'll feel 190,000 words into it. That's a lot of time spent. Jackie signed in to Dabble U. Welcome, welcome to the community. That reminds me, for anyone who has joined since the last sprint started, this is the last Dabble writing sprints here on YouTube, but not the last Dabble writing sprints. We are just starting next week, going to have them over in Dabble U campus in our community for all authors. Dabblers and non-dabblers alike. I'm not going to go through the whole spiel again. You can rewind to the first bit where I talked about it if you want. But yeah, that's what's going on. So let me celebrate some wins here. I see Christina joined us, which is excellent. Okay. Erica got 128, Ashley 828, Athena 407, Brianna's revising with the 195. Kel had a breakthrough, which is excellent. Nikon is editing. Rosalinda last edits before submitting the final manuscript. I shared the video you had about the confetti with the team, which is awesome. Yeah, awesome. Okay, let me make sure that I am sharing the link to the next sprint. I'll drop that in the chat. As always, you'll see it down in the description below me, which you still will over in W Campus. We still have that ability to share that ahead of time. I need to find where I was. There we go. Okay, I'm all set. Yeah, NJ, it's frustrating. However, like I said before, we are going to be doing a lot of really cool stuff here. We're still going to have live shows. We're going to have a lot more videos, a lot more content for you to help buff up your writing skills, help you on your author journey, help you reach your goals. That's most important. And honestly, if here's the kicker, for me at least, if YouTube wasn't actively penalizing us for these live streams, then we'd still probably do them here, right? It's convenient for people. But because the existence of these streams suppresses the channel and suppresses us from being shared when we have all this excellent content coming up for you, we unfortunately just can't keep doing them here. But it's going to be exciting over at W. I pinky promise. Now, we have, 50 seconds? Oh my goodness, I yap too much. Remind me when we get back. Actually, I'll say it right now. On Monday, Hank and Abby have a fireside chat about like the ideation process about coming up with your novels. So even though we don't have any sprints on YouTube here next week, make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you give a thumbs up for old Doug up here, and make sure you can turn on that notification so you know when that fireside chat is going live, or you can join us on Monday for that. Jackie, you can. If you want to use word sprints, it tracks your words. You just have to copy and paste it in and out. But you're more than welcome to use whatever you want to write with, like write wherever you want to write. And you just have beeping from me, which, speaking of, I hear the beeping. Thus, it means it's time to sprint. So happy writing, everyone. I'll talk to you in 20 minutes. All right, and that is our second sprint of the day done. That timer made me jump that time. Got me by surprise for sure. Bear with me for just a moment while I copy and paste all my stuff over to the third and final sprint and find where I was. Excellent. How'd that go for everyone? Bon asking, where'd Ashley go? Well, she was writing 706 words, is where she went. Erica got 240. Excellent. Um, 400 words for Jackie. Awesome, awesome. Great work, everybody. Now, speaking of the community, because we were speaking of it before, speaking of 20 minutes ago, I went to my first ever author conference over the past weekend. It was the Toronto Indie Author Conference. And my friends, I learned so much. I learned 2 days of nonstop learning is exhausting. I learned that there's a hotel that I don't particularly like the mattress of, despite it being a fairly nice hotel. But I just learned so much stuff, specifically about publishing, about indie publishing, because I have 5 books out there, and 3 of them were co-authored and published by someone who is a career author, right? But there are people that were at this conference that have written over 150 books, people that publish double digits every year, and people that are working on their first book and they still bring a lot of knowledge to the conversation. It was a really cool experience. So if you see that there is some kind of writing conference going on around you, even if you haven't published yet, um, and it doesn't matter if it's an indie conference or some kind of trad publishing conference or just a writing conference, consider going. It was really cool to network with people. It was really cool to chat with writers of all walks of life, and I just learned so much. I have so many notes, and I'll be posting in the coming weeks. I'll be posting little snippets here and there about stuff that I learned in W Academy, which is a part of W Campus that I get to run and make content for. So look forward to that if you're one of my Academy members. And for my Academy members, remember we have the second act workshop on Tuesday. Whether you can join me live or you watch it afterwards, it's Tuesday at 2 p.m. Eastern. We're talking about the second act, and that will complete our 3-act structure series of workshops. It's going to be very exciting. Let me make sure I haven't even shared the link. Let me get that and that and that. Honestly, Rosalinda, I'm shocked it was my first conference too. um, I've done a bunch of events. I've done a lot of in-person stuff, but it was just I don't live that close to Toronto, and so getting there is a bit of a journey, and I am often just very busy, right? So this one I wanted to go last year, but it was sold out by the time I went to buy tickets. So I set a reminder to get them early this year, and I'll definitely be going back. Um, yeah, totally, Athena, 100%. Um, yeah, Ashley, absolutely. Don't just talk at people, break things down, give them breaks, which they never do for you. But yeah, we had 15-minute breaks in between every, 45-minute to an hour long workshop. So, there are no 3-hour long workshops like somebody does, but they were still pretty valuable. And the speakers that we got, there's actually someone that I'm following up with. I chatted with her at a social after, but one of the speakers I want to get in to do a workshop for W Academy specifically about branding, because I was jotting down all the excellent information she was sharing. I'm like, this is so good. This is what the people like. I've been asked to do a workshop on branding just in the last week or two. And I'm like, this is excellent stuff. And then I paused, taking my notes. I'm like, why don't I just ask her to come and do a workshop? Like, and so we're going to discuss that. We're going to see if we can get that set up, because while a lot of the information makes a lot of sense and I think I could communicate it effectively, just blew my mind. Right. So look forward to that, which is awesome. Um, yeah, you need to find a writing conference in Houston, Bon. Absolutely. Um, Athena, you think that the anecdotes they give are breaks? No, that's funny. All right. We are coming up to our third sprint of the day. Here, our last one, our last sprint on YouTube before we move them over to W Campus starting next week. So happy writing, my friends. I will talk to you in 20 minutes. Another jump scare from the sprint timer. I realized too I never started my music during that one, so it was dead quiet while I'm like focused in on my words here, and then little heart attack. Danny got 393. That is excellent. I think I actually added words. I added 8 words that time around, 5 the time before, and deleted 54 before that. I think I got 889 total. Excellent. Kel 235. Fantastic. Bonds mentally started on revisions, which is a great first step to actually starting on revisions. So I'm glad you got to your plan there. Erica sorted out a lot of questions and hashed out some things. Got 123 words written. Excellent. Ashley, 2,300 total with 743 that time around. All right, my friends. I don't think I have anything else to say today, but just a quick reminder. 2 things. Deuxième. First, on Monday, Hank and Abby have a fireside chat about what to do to start writing a novel, about ideating, about coming up with ideas. And if I may be so bold, first, hit the thumbs up here if you haven't already. Make sure you're subscribed, all that good stuff. Second, Monday is when we're kind of launching this new plan here on YouTube, this new content strategy, bringing you a whole bunch of good stuff, but it kickstarts with that live stream. So if you're around Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern, our standard podcast time, so, about this time on Monday, if you could swing by and drop a couple comments, give a thumbs up, tell your friends about it, make whatever you can do, we really appreciate it on this side. We love making this content for you. So the easier that you make it for YouTube to like us, the better. But it is not on you. And that leads me to the second part, where YouTube does not like this kind of live stream where I'm just silently typing away here for 60 out of 75 minutes. So this was our last sprint here on YouTube. All our future sprints will still be happening at the same time. We'll be doing the same thing, but we'll be streaming over at W Campus. That's at w.com. I'll drop that in the chat just so I'll get you the real link, the one with the HTTPS, so that it looks a little more official. Make sure you sign up there. It's totally free for dabblers, non-dabblers alike. If you are a Dabble user, make sure you sign up with the email that you have attached to your Dabble account, because we do run some stuff in tandem there, especially if you're in Dabble Premium. You get access to Dabble U Academy, which is excellent. So we're excited to have you over there for these sprints. Again, Tuesday and Thursday, we're doing the exact same thing, just over at Dabble U Campus. Until then, my friends, thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate you working alongside me. It helps me get my work done, and I hope it helps you get closer to your goal of finishing or publishing your book or editing it or whatever you're working on. It's always a blast. I hope you have a fantastic weekend, and I will see you next week. Bye for now.